Hello everybody, thanks for joining me again. I'm at a place called Broadsands, which is about 10 minutes ride from the house. Come down for sunrise, but as you can see it's quite cloudy, but this is a lovely location. So what I'm hoping to do today is get the reflections in the water here. The tide's on the way in, but I think I can get some long exposure shots of the waves and the reflections in the sand here. And I'll show you later what's behind you. The beach huts along the beach here. Some really nice colours, and some that just stand out on their own, which will make some good photographs. And as you can see, it's just starting to get a little bit of colour in those clouds. So with a bit of luck, some good photographs. Let's get on with it. Yep, I think some of these, especially with the light coming, lighting the clouds up, and then hopefully lighting the front of these huts up. Excellent. Well, there was lots of opportunities for some great photographs on the beach, and I was in for a good day. As you can see, I started with some simple images of the beach huts themselves. The colourful doors just lend themselves to some images like this. I've brought out the colour of the doors, I've brought up the whiteness in the fronts, and as you can see I've made the backgrounds all black and white. Just makes a lovely image. Same with this one, I've just isolated one hut, put it in the centre of the photograph, and again with the moody sky behind it, it looks great. So if any of these beach huts are actually yours, drop me a private message either on my email address or Facebook. I'll happily send you the original image in high resolution. As you can see, some of the beach huts just lend themselves to a great photograph. So as you can see, I then went down onto the beach to see if I could get a more dramatic shot of these beach huts. And by getting lower, I was able to exclude the background behind the huts and use the sea wall and the beach itself to make these dramatic shots. Again, I've made everything but the hut black and white, and I'll put a vignette around to bring your eye into the centre of the photograph. And then with this next one, in post-processing, I've cropped it in a little bit closer to take away the beach and just make this very stylish image with the line straight through the centre of the photograph and the beach hut standing proud above. And I thought these were quite dramatic and gave some idea of what it's like in the winter here, and the storms crashing on the wall in front of the huts. So then the light was coming through the clouds every now and again, and there was a bit of reflection on the beach as well. So I started at one end of the beach and worked my way to the other end, and I started with this sea wall that, as you can see, snakes into the distance and leads your eye around the bay. I did take some close-up shots of the wall themselves, but they just weren't good enough to show you. And then walking along the beach, as the sun shone through just above the horizon. As you can see, I was trying to pick out some of these channels where the water's going back to the sea and use those as a bit of foreground. I took quite a few images. I think this is the best one I got for the day, but I need a bit more practice on these. But one thing that really did make the day were the reflections of the clouds on the wet sand. Now, the sand on Broadsands is quite a reddish sand, but not quite as red as this, so obviously post-processing I really brought the colours out here. But I really like this this image, although not quite true to what was actually happening on the day. And the same with this one. There was a golden glow to that sand, but looking at this, it looks like you could get your bucket and spade and take a few scoopfuls and become a millionaire overnight. But I really do love this golden sheen to the beach. Well, I've had a good morning so far. Lots of good shots of the reflections in the sand and the lone beach hut, which was great. But now I've found some patterns in the sand here, so I'm just concentrating on trying to find compositions here. I'll show you. So you can see the lines made by the water, and some of them almost look like a sketch of a landscape, so that's what I'm trying to get some images of. Well, you can see the lines in the sand that I was talking about, but I really didn't take any photographs I was that happy with. This type of minimalist photography is something a little new to me, and I'll need a bit more practice, I think, just to get the compositions correct. But it's something I can go back to, and I'll enjoy the challenge. As you can probably see, that lovely light in the clouds and the reflections have gone now, and it's just turned into an overcast day. I've got one more shot I might try with some different types of beach huts along here which form a nice curve. I'm going to try a shot of those and see if I can make something of it. As you can see, there's some huts just here which form this lovely curve. Let's try that. So as you can see, I'd made it to the other end of the beach, and these beach huts were a little bit different with their nice verandas and this lovely curve leading away into the distance. So again, I'll try some stylish black and white shots, and just lightened up the centre of the photograph a little bit in post-processing, and darken the sky a little. And then with this final image, I've done something similar, but I've left a little bit of colour in the photograph just to show you the pastel doors. But yeah, great morning's photography, and plenty to go back to and shoot later on. Well, I think I'll call it a morning. Hopefully I got some good shots of the reflections in the sand and these beach huts. But as you can see, it's getting a little busy now, so difficult to film without embarrassing myself, and plenty of barking dogs. So anyway, thanks for joining me again. If you like the video, give me that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again next week. But for now, cheerio.